Hello, welcome. Happy to have you. I'm going to talk to you today about something very near and dear to my heart. The torture of witches in early modern Germany. Why Germany? Because they were hardcore. They did not clown around when it came to witches. You think it's scary being suspected of being a witch in England? Try Germany. And I'm speaking in generalities here. I'm sure there were several cases of severe torture for witches in England, but in general, Germany. Even the English knew that the Germans were out of their dig-dang minds. Anyways, even with the niceties, we're going to talk about some of the torture methods used by the Germans during interrogations for suspected witches. They used these methods to elicit confessions from these suspected witches, sometimes even past the point of confession and just to be jerks. In Germany, it wasn't as difficult or restricted by morals, I suppose, as it was in England. In England, if you wanted to torture, you needed the Queen's permission. This was not the case in Germany, and that is because when I say Germany, I'm talking about a sort of collection of separate states or polities. It wasn't a collective nation under a single monarch. It didn't become that until 1866. So in the early modern period, we're talking about a not very unified Germany. Because of this, each German state had more leniency to decide what course they wanted to take when dealing with witches. You did not want to be a witch anywhere, really. But especially in Germany. A large majority of the witches killed during this time are from Germany. They were usually very local cases. Witchcraft cases did not really make big stately trials. It was very much a town-to-town situation. And this was because, firstly, witches were not seen as these people who had all-encompassing power that reached across the globe. They weren't bent on world domination or getting people to worship them. The crimes and motives of witches are a lot smaller than media today makes them out to be. There was a case where a girl used witchcraft on another younger girl because she wouldn't give her a piece of cheese. Most witchcraft cases from this time are very small scale. They're not giant events. The grandest power attributed to witches was probably sometimes they were blamed for being able to manipulate the weather and cause storms, but even these weren't very dangerous, massive events. The most common witchcraft cases were those between neighbors. Maybe your cow wanders onto your neighbor's land and they eat some grass and your neighbor happens to be a witch and they kill you. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. But am I really? Anyways, I'm getting off topic, as I want to do. We have some extant documentation of the torture of witches in England. Some of the techniques including taking something sharp, likely a knife, and thrusting it between the witch's toenails or fingernails. Ow. Keeping the witch awake for long periods of time, non-stop questioning, and dunking them underwater. This makes it seem like England was really evil in their torture, but really it was mostly in the build-up. They used more psychological torture than anything, trying to essentially scare the witch into confessing before they had to resort to physical torture. One reference for techniques for eliciting a confession from a witch tells the interrogator that they should tell the witch that all of her friends have already accused her of being a witch, so she should just confess now and make it easy on herself, even though that wasn't actually the case. But that's England. Just to give you a reference point before I launch into Germany, we're going to move on to Germany now. Much worse. Much worse. Out of their goddamn minds. Once a witch was brought in for interrogation in Germany, psychological cues were used, of course, before physical torture, but they seem to have been much quicker to turn to physical torture than England. This is because they followed the Caroline Code of 1532. This was a legal code written by Emperor Charles V. The German states followed this. It basically detailed what you should do in an interrogation/torture situation. In the Carolina Code, torture was permitted once there was evidence of maleficium, which sounds fancy, but it's actually just the term for witchcraft used with the intention of harming others. If a witch was guilty of maleficium, she would be burned. So in Germany, burning was common. This was probably where the burning at the stake notion of witches came from, because in England, burning was not that common. It seems to have been reserved for witches who had committed some sort of act of treason within their crimes. If it was anything less than that, the witch probably would have been hung in England. Anyways, back to Germany. Once evidence of maleficium was found, you could begin torturing. Once you check that box, you could start your torture. You're all good. You start the torture. Your options are plentiful. Thumb screws were popular. This is some brand spanking new technology. The name is very explanatory. You'd set this bad boy down, you'd slam it down on the table, your fingers go through here, and you just screw. Very simple, effective. You screw until they start talking. The bars were meant to crush the fingers, and sometimes there would be little metal spikes on the bars to really just add that extra bit of pain. There were different designs to fit 2 thumbs or toes, or all 5 of your fingers or toes. This gets a Let's see, this gets a 4 out of 10 for creativity. It's checking the boxes of psychological torture. You bring one of these out, I know what it is, immediate information vomit from me. The leg vice was another torture device used in early modern Germany. This one was invented by the Chinese. Basically, not much to talk about here. This is a thumb screw for your legs. 2 out of 10. Would not recommend. Very unoriginal way to torture. I'm looking for something more unique. The categories I'm looking to, the boxes I'm looking to check are creative, unique, effective, scary, disturbing. I'm just looking for something more unique. This is anybody can squeeze your legs. The rack or the ladder, which was not a crushing device, surprisingly. It was a stretching device. Which is worse? I'm not the person to ask about that. It was invented in 1420 in the Tower of London. Anyways, they tied your arms and legs up to this device with ropes and rotated the axles at either end to stretch your limbs in the opposite direction, ultimately dislocating shoulders, elbows, hips, and knees. So really not a good time, unless you're into that. 5 out of 10 because, how do I explain this? You're vulnerable. It's psychologically scarring. Plus stretching is more creative than crushing. Anybody can crush. It takes a little more thought to get to the, hey, crushing isn't working. What's the opposite of crushing? Another stretchy device was the strappado. This was mainly intended to dislocate your shoulders. It was a pulley device, and guess who invented this? The church. This poor man. This poor man. It's not funny. It really isn't. They really didn't have to do him like that. In public, if you were lucky, you would just get strung up and left there for an extended period of time. However, if God, aka the Germans, hate you, then one of two things happens. You get strung up there with a weight tied to your feet to increase the tension, or you get strung up there only to get dropped and stopped at intervals to really dislocate the shoulders efficiently. 6 out of 10, we're getting there. We're getting there. I like the ingenuity. We're thinking outside the box a little. We're starting to expand. We're starting the renaissance of torture. I'm going to fucking hell. We've got evidence of public humiliation. It starts getting a little more intense from here on. I'm just gonna warn you, if you don't want to be scared, I would leave. Cold water baths were another torture method. Don't we still use that? No explanation for this one, you already know. This is, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 on this too. In terms of wearing down the suspect, it seems very effective. I hate cold baths. I take my baths in the fires of Mount Doom. If you run me a cold bath, you're dead to me. If you turn my shower water cold, you're dead to me. So fucking uncomfortable. You know what? This is my proof. If something you like has been used as a torture method in the past, that might be a sign that you shouldn't like it. People who like cold baths, maybe be better. This is your sign. You know you're fucked up if you take cold baths. It's not normal. This next one, I'm gonna have to explain a little bit. The interrogator takes a feather, dips it in hot sulfur, lights it on fire, then proceeds to hold said burning, smelly feather under the suspect's underarms or groin. I don't think this technique has a name, maybe just the feather. Can you imagine being interrogated and the guy's just like, oh, you won't talk? The feather. I'm not saying it didn't hurt and stink like hell. I'm just saying whose idea was this? This is what I'm talking about. Germany has always been so unhinged. No one wants to acknowledge this. They're insane and I love it. 8 out of 10. The level of fuckery in this method is unparalleled. Never let them know your next move. The next, okay, I might have spoken too soon. They would cook some herring with salt, force the suspect to eat it, and then deny them water. No one wants to listen to me. I think Germany had a psychotic break a long time ago. I really do. Because they've literally always been like this. Even into modern day. Whenever Germany does anything, it's literally 0 to fucking 60. Who is suggesting this stuff? Who's saying this is gonna break them? If we can just get them to eat this fucking salty herring. I can't make this shit up. I can't. You know what? Fuck it. 10 out of 10. You know how taxing that shit is? I get thirsty after eating ice cream. I'm going feral. And no way I'm making it a single second through one of these interrogations. Oh my god, shit's downright evil. Germany doesn't fuck around. Oh my god, I thought I could make it through this video. I'm gonna put a stop to this because I'm losing my mind over here. Probably a lot of it got cut out. This shouldn't be funny. It's not a funny video. It's not funny. Okay, I'm done. I'm cutting myself off. I'm so sorry you had to watch this if you watched it. Please forgive me. I usually don't crack during my videos like this. That was not even all the torture methods they used in the early modern world. Not by a long shot. Just some of the more well-known and some of the lesser known, but extremely disturbing ones. Let me know what torture method you find the most disturbing down in the comments. That's about it. I really gotta stop. Thank you for watching. I just sneezed. I swear to God, I sneeze every video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good life. Bye. I will murder someone. I literally am blind in one eye currently. Oh, fucking hell. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Motherfucker. This is already the worst video right now. I'm sure there were several severe Cajun food. Dude, I don't even know anymore. Kill me. It's cool. It's Gucci. Because of this, each German state fuckity fuck